Good morning, traders. Richard here doing a quick update on the Nasdaq 100 index, the Nasdaq Composite Index, Nasdaq 100 excluding tech, and the Nasdaq 100 equal weighted index. We'll start with the Nasdaq Composite Index from an Ichimoku cloud chart perspective. And the last update, we were looking at this rebound after a 7% correction and then a nice little rebound there. But it was short-lived when it ran into trouble at the standard line of the Ichimoku cloud there. We lost support at the top end of the cloud, so there is some downside risk towards a 38% Fibonacci retracement, so keep that in mind. If we don't get a rally to reclaim the top end of the Ichimoku cloud, there is downside risk that this 23.6 Fibonacci retracement can turn into a 38% 0.2 Fibonacci retracement to a 24,700 zone. So we could easily dip down here over the August and September summer months there, and then rebound from that zone. So it's critical for the Nasdaq Composite to regain support at the top end of the Ichimoku cloud. So watch out for that, and just keep in mind that there is a risk that we could see a much deeper correction to the 38% Fibonacci retracement level. Of the Nasdaq 100 index, also struggling to regain support at the top end of the Ichimoku cloud. You can see how the standard line there used to act as support there, as well as the top end of the cloud. We're now below both those levels, so there is some significant downside risk that this 23% 0.6 Fibonacci retracement can also turn into a 38% Fibonacci retracement. So keep that in mind. The market's consolidating now after this huge move, digesting these gains. This consolidation is expected. We could see a late summer breakout if support comes back into the market, and then we could see the upward continuation pattern from this move, downward consolidation, and then another move to the upside. So we could easily project this move on top of that one, but that will remain to be seen. We really need to regain the top end of the Ichimoku cloud for support, but be aware that we could see F38% 0.2 Fibonacci retracement to the bottom end of the front end of the Ichimoku cloud there. So keep that in mind. So there is significant downside risk since price action is now within the cloud. Now let's take a look at the NDXX. That is the Nasdaq 100 excluding tech. Now, the good news is that's back in bullish territory after months of being bearish, trading below the cloud. So you can see there's a bit of a sector rotation taking place now in the Nasdaq 100. There's more favorable trades taking place on the X-Tech sector. So you can see we're back in bullish territory. As long as we stay above the top end of the Ichimoku cloud here, this rally should be okay. So it's well worth looking for trading ideas in outside technology at this point in time, because that looks like there's somewhat sector rotation taking place. So back in bullish territory from roughly the beginning of July. So that's excellent news on the Nasdaq 100 excluding tech. The equal weighted index, if we just take a bit of a feel of just how the Nasdaq 100 is doing from an equal weighted basis, we still above the top end of the Ichimoku cloud, so that's good news. It looks like we've rebounded there from the top end of the Ichimoku cloud, so that's good news. So the equal weighted index is still looking relatively good. We still have a strong bullish trend. Price action above the cloud is bullish, and as long as we don't dip below the Fibonacci level 23.6 as well as the top end of the Ichimoku cloud, then this rally should be okay on an equal weighted basis. There is downside risk if support fails at this 23.6 zone, that we could see a 38.2% level tested over the summer months. So keep that in mind. Watch the Ichimoku clouds very closely to see if there's weakness in the equal weighted one. If there's any weakness in the X-Tech one, if we start dipping into bearish territory there, as well as the Nasdaq Composite and Nasdaq 100, if we're going to dip and continue this correction right down to the 38.2% Fibonacci retracement. Until next time, happy cloud chart trading. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.